Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody Brockway back with another episode of Brockway's Final Bites. Woohoo! And in the co-captain's chair, we've got Kermit the Frog. He's looking a little green today. I don't think he has very much to say, but he's just happy to be here just like me. I'm happy to be here, and I hope you're happy to be here too. So, we got another episode of Essential Listening, what I think is essential listening, especially for this genre of prog metal. You probably guessed what it is, either by the title of this video or my t-shirt. But if you haven't figured it out, we're talking about Dream Theater today. We're going to do 9 albums, and so I'm going to try to make this quick because you know I'm going to fangirl the shit out of this selection of music that we've picked for you today because I love Dream Theater. I'm a big, big fan of that band. So let's just get right into it. We're going back to 1992 with Images and Words. I actually have the vinyl of this. I don't have a lot of their albums on vinyl, but I do have the vinyl of this, but I pulled out the CD anyway. It's just, it's easier for the video. You know, anyway, this is kind of the song. This is the album that has the song that kind of put them on. Pull Me Under was a big single back in the early 90s. It got a lot of airplay on MTV. But this album's great. Another Day, Take the Time, Surrounded, Metropolis Part 1, Under a Glass Moon, Waiting for Sleep, and Learning to Live. Of course, this would have Kevin Moore on keyboards, John Mayung on bass, James Labrie, who's actually Canadian. He's from Toronto. And he's the singer. Anyway, this is his first album with the band. They had one album previously before he joined. It was When Day and Dream Unite. Anyway, so James Labrie, Mike Portnoy, you know, he's one of my big heroes on the drums, of course, and John Petrucci on guitar. That's quite the lineup, and it's only going to get better from here. We got 1994's Awake. Yeah, this is a great album, too. We got 6 o'clock on a Christmas morning. Caught in a Web, Innocence Faded, Erotomania, Voices, The Silent Man, The Mirror, love that track. Lie, great track, love that. Lifting Shadows Off a Dream, Scarred, and Space Divest, which is the Kevin Moore track of the album. That would close it off, 1994. That would also close off his career with Dream Theater. He was done. He left the band after this, but classic album nonetheless. Great album cover, too, and great album. Great musicianship from everyone in the band. It's just, you know, they are no slouches. And great songs. And now we're going to head into one of my... This is like just an awesome album. I got it on my t-shirt. Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Holy shit, guys. This is a concept album. So we got Scene 1, Regression, Scene 2, Overture 1928, and Strange Deja Vu. Scene 3, Through My Words and Fatal Tragedy. Scene 4, Beyond This Life. Scene 5, Scene 5, Through Her Eyes. Great song. Scene 6, Home. Scene 7, The Dance of Eternity, which I actually did a drum cover for. One Last Time, that's the second part of Scene 7. Scene 8, The Spirit Carries On, which is arguably my favorite Dream Theater song and one of my absolute favorite songs of all time. And Scene 9, Finally Free. This album tells the story of a guy who basically is seeing this girl in his dreams. This is just the brief version of it. It goes a lot more in depth than what I'm about to tell you, but he's basically keeps seeing this girl in his dreams, and I guess it's making him crazy or whatever, so he goes through regression therapy and finds out that he actually was... Nicholas was this guy named... Nicholas was this girl named Victoria in a past life, and so that's the girl he'd been seeing in his dreams. And so he's a new person, but he was her like spirit in a past life. It's a crazy story, and just so well executed, and a fantastic album. Just one of my absolute favorites. I fucking love this album. Very, very good. Next up, we're going to 2003. Train of Thought. This album kind of changed my life, you know, hearing the drumming on As I Am and Honor Thy Father. Honor Thy Father was one of the first Dream Theater songs I learned how to play on the drums, and it's just mind-blowingly awesome. So we got As I Am, This Dying Soul, Endless Sacrifice, Honor Thy Father, Vacant, Stream of Consciousness, and In the Name of God. Oh, and the tour for this was excellent, too. The Live at Budokan DVD, wow, second to freaking none, man, I tell you that. Excellent, excellent. And that's one of their heaviest albums, too. But of course, they all have heavy elements to them, right? Prog metal, hello. We're going to 2005 with Octavarium, Panic Attack. This is one of the first Dream Theater songs that I got into, is on this album. But anyway, we got The Root of All Evil, The Answer Lies Within, These Walls, I Walk Beside You, great song. Panic Attack, Never Enough, Sacrifice Sons, and the holy epic that comes in at 24 minutes is Octavarium, which closes out the album. Excellent album. I actually have a drum cover on my other page. Just type up Cody Brockway drums, and that page will come up. But I do a cover of Dream Theater's Panic Attack, also of Dance of Eternity as well. I do 2 covers, like I mentioned before. If you're interested in checking those out, I'll link them at the end of the video too. Anyway, so we go to 2007 for Systematic Chaos. I should mention, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, that as of this album, which was 2 or 3 albums before this current one, Jordan Rudess joined the band, and he would go on to be in the band for, well, for the next 25, almost 30 years now. So anyway, Systematic Chaos, I love this album too. In the Presence of Enemies Part 1, we had a great way to open the album. That is such a killer. Forsaken, Constant Motion, The Dark Eternal Night, love it. Repentance, Prophets of War, The Ministry of Lost Souls, and In the Presence of Enemies Part 2. Wow. In the Presence of Enemies Part 1 and 2, some of the best Dream Theater music that band ever put out. And the songs in between those 2 tracks are all amazing too. Forsaken's one of my favorites, so is Constant Motion, Dark Eternal Night. Great album. Great album. And unfortunately, we would come to the last one with Mike Portnoy in the group, but it's not the last album on our list. So Mike Portnoy, founding drummer, would leave after the tour for this album, but it's Black Clouds and Silver Linings. This is the deluxe one that comes with the 3 CDs. We got the album on the first disc, then the bonus disc, which has the covers, which has the cover of the Queen stuff, the medley from Sheer Heart Attack. We got Tenement Funster, Flick of the Wrist, Lily of the Valley. They do an excellent version of that. That's one of my favorite Queen things, and they do an excellent cover. And then they do disc 3, which is bonus disc, and it's all the instrumental mixes of all the album tracks. So on the album, we've got A Nightmare to Remember. What a way to open an album. A Rite of Passage, Wither, The Shattered Fortress, The Best of Times, and The Count of Tuscany. Now, I saw that band, the current lineup, play The Count of Tuscany live. And when John Petrucci broke into that solo in the sort of middle part, that song's 19 minutes, but when he broke into the solo in the middle part, that sort of yes-y, sort of soon, Gates of Delirium type slow part for the solo in the middle, it was kind of like, I'm not really a super religious guy, I'm very spiritual though, but this kind of seemed like if Jesus was to come to earth and play a guitar solo for us, and then go back to wherever he is right now. That's kind of what it was like watching John Petrucci play that solo. Like the way the light just beamed right on him on stage, and just the notes he was playing was just killing me. Just killing me. It's killing me to even talk about it. It was so great. Anyway, so that's 2009. 2010, they would do the tour for the album, and at the end of the tour, Mike Portnoy would leave the band and then go join 100 others. But they had hosted, if you know anything about Dream Theater, you know that they had hosted a big hootenanny, not really a hootenanny, of course, but they had documented the whole thing on video, and it turned into a documentary of them searching for the right drummer, and they ended up picking an awesome guy named Mike Mangini. I'm a big fan of him. He's a great drummer, and this is the first album they did with him, 2011. Great album, dramatic turn of events. Of course, named after the events that had taken a dramatic turn in Dream Theater world. So anyway, a dramatic turn of events. Great album. Can't believe this is 12 years ago already. Wow, good Lord. On the Backs of Angels, Build Me Up, Break Me Down, Lost Not Forgotten, which is a whole series of live albums that they would release in more recent years. Demo albums, live albums would be Lost Not Forgotten, Live in 1996, blah, 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 blah. They would all be named Lost Not Forgotten then, Scenes from a Memory, studio outtakes, that sort of thing. Lost Not Forgotten, This Is the Life. Oh, one of my favorites. Love that. Bridges in the Sky, Outcry, Far From Heaven, Breaking All Illusions, and Beneath the Surface. Excellent record. Excellent, and a great way to introduce Mike Mangini to the band. He's a fantastic drummer and seems like a really cool guy. And as does Portnoy, and they were actually friends for a period in time, anyway, they were friends for a while back in the early 2000s. Then I guess when Mike Mangini got the gig, and they didn't bring Portnoy back because he tried to rejoin the band, and I guess when they hired Mangini, him and Portnoy kind of didn't talk for a bit. But as far as I know, they've become friends again in recent times. So that is good, because they both seem like really nice dudes, and they both ended up in amazing bands, so, it shouldn't matter too much all these years on. Okay, so I could have picked a bunch of albums to finish this off. We could have went through self-titled Dream Theater from 2013, or Distance Over Time from 2019. It's an excellent album. But I decided to go with the newest one that would end off this episode. I love this album. This is A View from the Top of the World. This is a fantastic album. So we got John Mayung, Jordan Rudess, Mike Mangini, James Labrie, and John Petrucci. And what a freaking lineup. Oh my gosh. So we got The Alien, Answering the Call. Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Invisible Monster, Sleeping Giant, Transcending Time, Awaken the Master, and of course the 20-minute song, A View from the Top of the World. When I saw them live earlier this year, they played a handful of tracks from this, and it was just epic to see this stuff live. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This band has always played and written songs as if it was going to save their lives. And I guess it has, because their songs are great, okay? Don't let anyone tell you different. This band has great songs, well executed, great personality. They have the whole shebang. It's heavy, it's progressive, it's interesting, and it keeps your attention. And they're a really great band, and I love them. I love them, and I hope that you do too. If you didn't really know much about them before, now you have an in. Go pick any one of these albums or all of them and go listen to them, and let me know what you think in the comments. And if I left out a couple of albums that maybe you would have added in your own list for Dream Theater Essential Listening, let me know that in the comments too. I would love to hear from you. This is Cody Brockway's Vinyl Bites, and we'll see you again soon. Rock on! Yeah! Yeah!